Very good. How much does the average meal cost in the average restaurant in the place where you live? How much does the average meal cost in the average restaurant in the place where you live? The
Like
average meal
average
cost.
costs
About
one 800 yen
in the
in a
average
very
restaurant in the
restaurant
place where I live.
that, that I live.
Very good. What's the average number of hours a day that people work in your country? What's the average number of hours a day that people work in your country? The average
The,
number
the average
of
number
hours a day
for a
that
day
people work
that
in my
work
country is
my
about.
country about 8 hours.
Very good. About how many floors has the average building in your street got? About how many floors has the average building in your street got? The average
That
building in
building
my street
is
got about
about
how many floors? Like the average
10.
building. 10 floors?
No, four.
Four floors.
We have 4 floors.
4 floors. Very good. Okay, next. Is this piece of paper thick? Is this piece of paper thick? No.
No, it's
That piece
a
of paper isn't thick.
piece of thick.
It's thin.
It's thin.
Very good. Is your book thinner than the glass in the window? Is your book thinner than the glass in the window? Yes or no?
No,
My book
my
isn't
book
thinner
is
than the
thinner
glass
than
in the window.
grass
It's
window.
thicker.
It's thicker.
Well, what words can we use instead of the words large and small? Which word or what words can we use instead of the words large and small? We can use
We
the words
use
big and
words
little
big, little,
instead of the words large and
or
small.
large and small.
Very good. Do we generally say littler and littlest? Do we generally say littler and littlest? No,
No,
we don't
don't say.
generally say
Literally say
littler
little
and littlest.
and interest.
What do we use instead? What do we use instead? We use
We
smaller
use
and smallest instead.
and forest instead.
Why? Why? Because they're
It's
easier to
easier to
pronounce
pronounce.
and sounds good, right? Not littler. Okay. Is Switzerland a bigger country than India? Is Switzerland a bigger country than India? No.
No,
Switzerland isn't a
Switzerland
bigger
isn't a
country than
bigger
India.
country than
It's
India.
a smaller
It's more
country than India.
big.
Very good. Okay. Next. Is that a little room you're in? Is that a little room you're in? Yes or no?
No,
This
not
isn't this isn't
at
a little
this
room I'm in.
store I'm in.
It's a big room.
It's big room.
Very good. What's the difference between a purse and a wallet? What's the difference between a purse and a wallet? The difference between
Difference
a
between
purse
purse
and a wallet
and
is
friends.
that women generally have purses
We have purses
and
and
men
men
generally have wallets.
generally have
Yeah, but
words.
but here in Asia we only use wallets, right? Okay, next. What does a man carry in his wallet? What does a man carry in his wallet? A man carries
And
his cash and cards
cash
in his
cards.
wallet. Okay, do you ever lose your money? Do you ever lose your money? Yes or no?
No, I've
Never
never lose
lose my money.
my money.
Very good. If you lose your way in a large city, what do you do? If you lose your way in a large city, what do you do? If I lose
I
my
I
way
lose
in
my
a large
way.
city, I
Actually,
ask a
I
policeman.
ask a policeman.
Very good. Which do you think is the worst to lose, your keys or your purse? Which do you think is worse to lose, your keys or your purse? I think it's worse
Think
to lose mine.
worst to my keys.
Very good. What's the opposite of the verb to lose? What's the opposite of the verb to lose? The
The
opposite
opposite
of the verb to lose
to
is to
lose
find.
is find.
If you find something in the street worth a lot of money, what do you do with it? If you find something in the street worth a lot of money, what do you do with it? If I
If
find
I
something in the
something
street
in the
worth a
street
lot of money,
of money,
I take it home.
I take it
Oh no,
home.
I bring it
So
to the
I
policeman.
bring it to the policeman.
Very good. How do you feel if you lose something and find it again? How do you feel if you lose something and find it again? I feel happy
You're
if I
happy
lose something and then
something
find it
and
again.
find again.
Very good. Do you find English easy to learn? Do you find English easy to learn? Yes or yes?
No,
Yeah. No?
no.
Yes. Yes. I find
Yes,
English
I want
easy to
English.
learn.
It is
Yeah,
learn.
and you're good at it. Okay. Do you find maps difficult to read? Do you find maps difficult to read? Yes or no?
Yes,
I
I find
find
math
difficult
difficult
to
to read.
read. Very good. Do you get angry very easily? Do you get angry very easily? Yes or no?
Yes, I
Oh,
get angry very easily.
that's dangerous. Okay. What kind of things make you angry? What kind of things make you angry? The kind of
Uh,
things.
uh,
The kind of
Around
things. One
noise.
more.
I
The kind
still
of
think
things that
I
make me
that
angry
makes me
are
angry
when things go
uh,
wrong.
go wrong
What else?
and loud noise
Loud noise. Last one. And
and mm, uh, when I trip when
when
I
you trip.
trip
When you
yeah
trip while walking.
while walking.
Do you always trip? No, sometimes only.
Sorry.
Okay, very good. What do you do when you're angry? No, what do you do when you're angry? When I'm angry,
When I'm
I
angry, I I throw my pencil.
to your classmate. Okay, very good. Do you feel hungry at the moment? Do you feel hungry at the moment? Yes or no?
No, I'm not hungry at the moment.
What do you do when you feel hungry? What do you do when you feel hungry? I eat
I
when I
eat
feel hungry.
when I feel hungry.
Very good. Which do you prefer, fish or meat? Which do you prefer, fish or meat? I prefer
Prefer
fish or meat. Which do you like best?
uh, I like both.
You like both, but which is the best? I prefer
Uh, prefer meat to
to fish.
fish.
Very good. Me too. Can you swim? Can you swim? Yes or no?
Yes, I can swim.
What does it mean to swim like a fish? What does it mean to swim like a fish? To swim like a fish
Swim
means
like a fish
to be a
means
strong
to
swimmer.
be strong swimmer.
Do you prefer swimming in the sea or in a swimming pool? Do you prefer swimming in the sea or in a swimming pool? I prefer
I
swimming in.
prefer swim in the sea.
What do we call the two ends of a swimming pool? What do we call the two ends of a swimming pool? We call the
We
two
call
ends of a
two
swimming
ends
pool
a swimming
the
pool
shallow end and
narrow
the
end
deep
and
end.
deep end.
Very good. Do you dream very much at night? Do you dream very much at night? Yes or no?
No, I don't dream
Very
very much
much
at
at night. Where they go. What do we call a bad dream? What do we call a bad dream? We
we
call a
call
bad
bad
dream a nightmare.
nightmare.
What are the three forms of dream? What are the three forms of dream? The three
The
forms
three
of
forms
dream are
dream,
dream, dreamt, dreamt.
dream, dreamt, dreamt.
What did you dream about last night? What did you dream about last night? I dreamt about
Nothing.
last night. Very good. Me neither. Didn't dream anything. Have you got a garden at home? Have you got a garden at home? Yes or no?
Yes, I've got a garden
Garden.
at home.
Very good. Do you ever refuse to help other people? Do you ever refuse to help other people? Yes or no?
Yes,
I
I've
sometimes refuse
sometimes
to help
refused
other people.
to help other people.
Very good. Do you write your dictations in a separate book from your other books? Do you write your dictations in a separate book from your other books? Yes or no?
No, I
I
don't
don't write my
write
dictations
my
in a
dictations
separate book
in a
from
separate
my
book
other
to.
books. Where do you live in a separate house from your parents? Do you live in a separate house from your parents? Yes or no?
No,
I
I
don't live in
don't
a
live
separate
separate
house from my
house
parents.
from my
I live
parents.
in the same
I live in
house.
the same house.
Very good. Give me an example of the word lovely. Give me an example of the word lovely, please. I had a
I
lovely holiday
had a
last
lovely
year.
heart last year.
She's a lovely person.
She's a lovely
The
person
weather's lovely
with
today.
lovely today.
Very good. Okay, so let's talk about the word keep. Okay. Will you keep studying until you die? Oh, will you keep studying until you die? Yes or no?
Yes,
I'll keep studying
I
until
keep
I die.
studying until I die.
I'll keep teaching until I die also. Okay. Do you agree it's very bad for the health to keep eating after your stomachs are completely full? Do you agree that it's very bad for the health to keep eating after our stomachs are completely full? Yes,
Yes,
I
it's
agree. It's
I
very
agree.
bad for the
It's
health
very bad
to
for the
keep
health
eating
to keep
after our
eating after
stomachs
I
are completely full.
are full.
Reggie, do you keep your money in your pocket or do you use a purse? Do you keep your money in your pocket or do you use a purse? I don't keep my
Don't
money in
keep
my pocket.
my pocket.
I
I
use a
use
purse.
part.
Very good. Okay, next. Do you keep books after you read them? Do you keep books after you read them? Yes or no?
Yes,
I
I
keep
keep books
books
after I
after I read them.
let them.
Very good. What's the best way to keep warm on a cold day? What's the best way to keep warm on a cold day? The best way
That
to
the
keep
way
warm
to
on a cold
cold
day
on a cold
is to
day
wear
is
a thick
to
coat.
clothes.
Very good. Okay. What do we sometimes mean when we use the words one, you, we, and they? What do we sometimes mean when we use the words one, you, we, and they? When we use
When
the
we
words
use
one,
one,
you,
we
we,
use
and they, we
and
sometimes
they
mean
sometimes
people in
mean gender
general.
people in general.
In the sentence, if you want to go to the cinema, you have to buy a ticket. What does the word you mean? In the sentence, if you want to go to the cinema, you have to buy a ticket. What does the word you mean? In the sentence,
The
if you
sentence,
want to
if you
go to the
want to
cinema,
go to the
you
cinema,
have to buy a
you have
ticket.
to buy a
The
ticket.
word you
The
doesn't
word you
generally
that
mean
generally
me
means
in particular,
me
but
particular,
people in
but
general.
people in general.
Which do we generally use the most? One, you, or we? Which do we generally use the most? One, you, or we? We generally use
Generally
you the
use
most.
you the most.
What must you do if you want to speak a language well? What must you do if you want to speak a language well? You must study a lot
Must be
and
a
repeat,
lot and
repeat,
repeat,
and repeat.
repeat, and
If you want to speak a
want
language
to
well,
that which will.
wait, what do you
Uh,
have to do if you want to stay healthy? What do you have to
uh,
do if you want to stay healthy? If you want to
you
stay
want
healthy,
to stay
you
healthy.
have to eat
You
healthy
have
food,
to eat healthy
sleep
food
well, and
well
do
and
exercise. Do
do
you do that?
exercise.
Do you exercise?
No, I
No,
don't exercise.
me too. Okay, next. What must you do if you want to remember something well? What must you do if you want to remember something well? You must repeat
You
often
must
if
repeat
you want
often if
to
you
remember
want to
something well.
remember
Where can we buy
something.
a drink? One more. You must
Home,
repeat often
you must repeat
if you
often
want to
if you want
remember
to
something
remember
well.
something
Wh-
well.
Where can we buy a drink when we're thirsty? Where can we buy a drink when we're thirsty? We can buy a
We can
drink
buy
from
in
a bar when we're
car
thirsty,
when we are thirsty.
or a vending machine. Right? Okay.
When
Which country must we go to if we want to hear people speaking Chinese? Which country must we go to if we want to hear people speaking Chinese? We must go to
we must
China
go to
if we
China
want to hear
want to
people
hear
speaking
people
Chinese.
Chinese.
What does one do when one is hungry? What does one do when one is hungry? One eats
One
when one
eats
is hungry.
hungry.
Do they sell drinks at most cinemas? Do they sell drinks at most cinemas? Yes, they sell
Yes, they
drinks at
will
most
drink
cinemas.
at both cinemas.
Very good. Okay. What's the difference between the present perfect and the past simple? What's the difference between the present perfect and the past simple? The difference between the
Difference
present
between present
perfect and the
perfect
past
and
simple
past
is that
simple
we
is
use the present
use
perfect
the present
when we're thinking about
thing
time before and
and
up to now,
now
whereas we use the
as
past
we use
simple
past
when we
simple
are thinking
when we are
about a
thinking of
specific pastime.
this pastime.
Give me an example of each. Give me an example of each, please. I have been here for
I've
20 minutes.
been here for 20
I
minutes.
arrived here
I
20
arrived
minutes
here
ago.
20 minutes ago.
Where has summer ended? Has summer ended? No,
No,
summer
the
hasn't ended.
hasn't huh?
No,
Hmm?
summer
Our
hasn't ended.
summer hasn't ended.
Okay. How long have you studied at this school? How long have you studied at this school? I've studied
I
at this
studied
school
at school for
for
3 months.
3 months. Very good. When did you start your lesson at this school? When did you start your lesson at this school? I started
I
my
started
lesson
this
at this
my
school.
lesson at this school 3 months ago.
Have you been to the cinema this year? Have you been to the cinema this year? Yes or no?
Yes,
I've
I've
been
been to
to the cinema
cinema
this
this
year.
year.
When was the last time you went to the cinema? When was the last time you went to the cinema? The last time
Uh,
I
last
went
time I
to the cinema
went to the cinema
was
was three. Yeah, 3 months ago.
Very good. Have you written any dictation this week? Have you written any dictations this week? Yes or no?
Yes.
I've
Uh,
written
I
some
did not
dictation this week.
things this week.
Did you write a dictation yesterday? Did you write a dictation yesterday? Yes or no?
No, I need light
A
dictations.
dictation yesterday. Very good. Are horses wild animals? Are horses wild animals? Yes.
No, horse
No. Horses aren't
was
wild animals.
aren't wild animals.
Very good. What do we call the arms of a tree? What do we call the arms of a tree? We call the
We
arms
called
of a
uh,
tree
the arms of
branches.
branches.
Very good. Does your bank have a branch near there? Does your bank have a branch near there? Yes or no?
Yes,
My bank
my
has a branch near here.
branch near here.
Very good. Are there any bridges over the river in Paris? Are there any bridges over the river in Paris? Yes,
Yes,
there are
are
some bridges
Liberty
over the
Bridges
river in Paris.
for Paris.
Very good. About how many eggs do you eat a week? About how many eggs do you eat a week? I eat about
I eat about 5 eggs
a
a
week.
week.
Oh, almost every day. Okay, next. What am I doing? What am I doing? You're pushing the
You
book.
are pushing the book.
What am I doing? What am I doing? You're pulling
You
the
are
book.
pushing the book.
Do you push this door to go out of the classroom? Do you push this door to go out of the classroom? Yes or no?
No,
I don't push that
I
door
push that
to go out
door
of the classroom.
across
I pull it.
classroom. I pull it.
Very good. Is this table too heavy for you to pull into the next room? Is this table too heavy for you to pull into the next room? Yes or no?
Yes, it's
That
too heavy.
table
That table
is too
is
heavy for
too
me
heavy
to
for me
pull
to
into
pull
the next room.
into the next room.
Right? What subject interests you the most? What subject interests you the most?
Must
Interests
interest
me
me
the most.
most.
Oh. What subject bores you the most? What subject bores you the most?
PE classes bore
Bores
me
me the
the
most. There we go. You'll have to compute. Okay, next. Do you think football's an interesting sport? Do you think football's an interesting sport? Yes or no?
Yes, I think football is interesting sport.
Are you interested in the history of your country? Are you interested in the history of your country? Yes or no?
Yes,
Uh,
I'm
in-
interested in the
is-
history of my country.
do you get bored if you have nothing to do? Do you get bored if you have nothing to do? Yes or no?
Yes,
Uh,
or if
if I
I
have
don't have
nothing,
nothing, I have nothing to do.
very good. What's the difference between and among? What's the difference between and among? The difference
The difference
between and
between
among is that
and is
we
that
generally
we
use
usually
between
use
for two
between
people or
for
things,
two things.
whereas we use among
We use
for
among
more than two people or
more than
things.
two people or things.
Give me an example of each. Give me an example of each, please. I'm sitting between
I'm
the
sitting between
teacher and the
the
window.
teacher and the
I'm sitting among the other
in
students.
the other students.
Is there anybody sitting between you and me? Is there anybody sitting between you and me? Yes or no?
No,
There
there's
isn't anybody
isn't
sitting
anybody
between you and
sitting
me.
between you and me.
Among all the subjects you studied, you study at school, which do you think is the most boring? Among all the subjects you study at school, which do you think is the most boring? Among all the
He
subjects
for the
I
subjects
study at
I
school,
study at
I think
school,
PE
I think
is the
PE
most
is
boring.
the boring.
Among all the places you've ever been to, which do you think is the ugliest? No. Among all the places you've ever been to, which do you think is the ugliest? Among all the places
Among all the
I've ever
places
been to,
I've ever been
I
to,
think
I think bounce the air with clothes
is the ugliest.
the ugliest.
Very- Among all the things in that room, are
No,
any yours? Among all the things in that room, are any yours? Yes.
no,
No. No. Among all the
okay,
things in that room, yes. Yes. Among all the things
the
in this
things
room,
in this
some are
room,
mine.
mine.
Very good. Tell me one use of the word to be going to. Tell me one use of the words to be going to, please. One use of to be going
Is
to
about to be going
is to
to
say what we think
say
will
what
happen. Because of
happen
something we
because
know
of
now.
something you know now.
Very good. Okay, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? You're going
You
to
are going
open the
to
book.
open the
Right?
open the book.
Do you think it's going to rain soon? Do you think it's going to rain soon? Yes or no?
No, it's not. It's
No, I don't think
no. I don't
it's
think
going to
it's
rain soon.
rain soon.
Tell me another use of to be going to. Tell me another use of to be going to, please. Another use of
Another
to be
use of
going to
we going
is to
to
speak
is
about
to speak
our
about
future
our
intention.
future intention.
What are you going to do after the lesson? What are you going to do after the lesson? I'm going
I'm
to
going
go to
to
work
go to
after school
uh
after the
to
lesson.
after the
You're
lesson.
not working yet. Okay. Are you going to watch television this evening? Are you going to watch television this evening? Yes or no?
No, I'm not
Going to
going to
watch television this evening.
television this evening.
What are you going to have for your dinner this evening? What are you going to have for your dinner this evening? I'm going to have
I'm going to have
uh,
something
sushi for my dinner this evening.
for dinner this evening.
Are you going to come here again tomorrow? Are you going to come here again tomorrow? Yes or no?
Yes,
I'm
I'm going
going
to
to
come
come here
here
again
tomorrow.
tomorrow. Okay,
Again tomorrow.
I'll wait for you. What kind of things do you enjoy doing most of all? What kind of things do you enjoy doing most of all? The kind of
I
things
the kind of
I
things I
enjoy doing most
enjoy
of
the
all
doing most of all
are
is
give
are,
me
are sewing,
uh-huh,
playing the piano,
and
and sleeping.
wow, I love it also sleeping. Do you always enjoy your weekends? Do you always enjoy your weekends? Yes or no?
Yes, I always enjoy my weekends.
Wow, very good. Do you enjoy going to museums? Do you enjoy going to museums? Yes or no? Yes.
Machine?
No, going to museums.
Museum. Yes, I more.
I
I always.
enjoy
I enjoy
going
going
to
to
museums.
museums.
Very
Uh,
good. Going to museums. Okay, so we stop there for today, but very good practice. Thank you very much. See you again. Bye bye.